Welcome back everyone. For those of you who are new here, I'm Cosmo and I'm starting this video in a bit of an unusual spot for me. Reason being is I bought another DT175. Alrighty everyone, I'm back in the shop, and as you can see there is another DT175 behind me. This is a 1981, and I would love to go into depth about this one right now, but that's not what this video is about. I know you guys want to see the trail bike finish, so that's what I'm going to keep working on. The only thing that I can say about the 1981 bike is that I bought it because I needed the seat. That was kind of the initial idea, is I'll buy the seat, I'll part it out. I don't know what I'm going to do with the bike now. Once again, I'll probably make a separate video about it. Just comparing actually the 1978, 1979, and the 1980/1981 models, and basically just going over this new one that I got. So that'll be another video. But I got this bike for its seat because a brand new seat, a brand new reproduction seat for the 1979, I guess the 1979 to 1981 seat is the same. So that seat, reproduction, brand new, $250 Canadian. That's what it would cost me to get it right now. I don't want to get a junk seat because people still want like $100 for them, if not more, after shipping. And the seat covers need to be replaced, and the foam is not in good condition. So it's like, you know, I'm paying all this money and I'm not even really, you know, I'm always going to have crappy foam underneath a reproduction cover. So, found this bike, dirt cheap, advertised as a parts bike, and I just went for it because it made a lot more sense to do that. So I have a seat now. I'm going to clean that seat up in this video. I'm going to put it on this bike. I'm going to fit it up onto this bike. There is a couple of things that are required for that to happen because I did make a couple of custom additions. I'm also battling with a throttle cable issue. So the issue that, there are two issues. One issue I think I've been able to solve. The second issue I have no clue how to solve yet. So I have this Magura Throttle right here, and typically where you have I guess, you know, thread here to screw your adjuster into, it doesn't have that. It's just a countersunk hole. Sorry, a counterbored hole. I don't know how I'm supposed to fit this, which is a stock cable, up to that. I was thinking I can cut it right here, but then that leads to the question, well, where do I cut? Because I won't be able to adjust anything. You know, there's no way to adjust this cable. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but it's been boggling my mind for so long, and I'm not sure what to do yet. I don't necessarily want to go to a stock throttle assembly just because it has, you know, the switch dealio. Couldn't really care less about the switch dealio, so I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But I want to try and make it fit, but for now I'm going to deal with the second problem, which is cable being all floppy. Basically this piece right here broke off at some point, not during my ownership of this bike, and that's just the way it is now. There's also a second cable that comes out of here that goes to the oil pump, but I took it out of the 2-in-1 splicer here because I'm not running an oil pump. So I eliminated that cable. I'm only going to have one cable for the throttle, but now there's a hole there, which I don't want water to get into and whatnot. And once again, it's floppy, it's broken. So here's my solution. I 3D printed a little collar that I'm going to secure that one leftover throttle cable with onto this black bung cylinder thing, whatever you want to call it, Y connector. I think this will work. I'm not gonna lie, I've already test fitted it and I think it'll work. So let me put it all together and we will all see together. First I'm gonna cut off all these extra bits here because they're just not necessary and they're gonna get in the way. Oh, that one literally just chipped off. This is good quality plastic. A lot easier than I expected it to be. I was expecting to start filing things and oh, almost sliced my finger there. I was going to make it two halves originally, but then I didn't want to make a whole another clamping system on this side, so I just made it clamp on one side. And it slips in like this. This thing has got to stop banging. Okay, slide it up. that sits well. Line this guy up. Perfect. And now we just bolt it all together and hope for the best. Might put a piece of rubber in there like I do with the rest of the things I've been clamping. Oh, BRB. Alright, I have a little rubber spacer here just to help not over compress this whole thing and crack it. So there's a couple of improvements that I would make on the next one, and nothing stops me from remaking this, but it's in there, like it's definitely in there. It does come out just a teeny bit, but under quite a bit of force. That's not going to be happening on the bike, so I'm happy with this for now. I will reprint this in material that could handle a little more heat because this is next to the engine, but other than that, I'm pumped. It's definitely not coming off this piece, so we're good. That's one fix out of the way. And for the record, this is what it's actually supposed to look like. Luckily, this one is still intact. Oh, never mind. This is the one that the previous owner mangled on the silver bike. So that's gone. This all has to come apart, and this cable has to be replaced. Fun stuff. Luckily, not using this one for a while, though. Alrighty, time to tackle the seat. So this guy right here is compatible between the 79, 80, and 81 models. 78 model is the only one of its kind. Go figure. This guy is in really good shape, like really, really good shape. Typically there are rips, around here, and there is a bit of wear, but I don't see any rips, so that's really good. I am going to wash it. Oh, the only thing I noticed is the foam here is dented, which, it is what it is. And there's foam taken out here maybe on the sides. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but regardless, good condition seat. I don't mind. Definitely worth what I paid for the whole bike. So, oops. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off these mounts as well. I'm going to clean them up, probably paint them up with some rust paint. Probably not going to bother with this guy. This guy looks to be in pretty good condition. These guys are just really rusty. So I'm going to do that. Going to clean the seat and throw it on the trail bike. I really don't want to lose those out of there. Seems like it would be easy to lose those nuts in there. Yeah, this seat band has definitely seen better days. You guys can see right there all around it's cracked. All around the mounting. But what can you do? Well, I don't think it's necessary to paint these guys. I'm just going to clean up the outside and we'll just throw this thing on. I'll just be mindful that the seat is not, that it is cracking there, and I will just probably end up fixing it at some point in time. Yeah, this would be a nightmare to get back in, I think, so I'm glad I'm not taking these off. It's already a nightmare putting them back on, to be honest. Right, the seat is dry. Now it's a little faded. There's still, some clay left over on it, so I'm gonna clean it up with, just some vinyl rubber, plastics, shiner, protector, thingamajigger. There we go, guys. The seat is clean. It's polished up. I don't think this is the original cover, actually, which makes me feel a bit better about everything. I wouldn't want it to be original because it is going to get a little beat up again. Also, it can't be original because this foam would have had to been deformed one way or another without the cover off. So, yeah. Or it could be the original cover that was put back on. Who knows? Actually, it could be the original cover because it's got this thick stitching. I don't know, man. I don't know. But it looks good now. Would you not agree? It looks pretty good, I'd say. So, I'm going to put that on the bike, and I'm going to see where the fender needs to be modified, because the fender will be touching the seat, and I need to cut away some of this material, I believe. So we'll do that right now. Don't know how hard it is, how easy it is to see. Probably can't see anything, but I'm going to cut a bit of this fender off so that I can basically be able to fit it. Because this is as high as it goes right now, and I need it to mount up to the frame here. Could do it, but it does put force on the seat, so I'm not going to do that. Alrighty guys, as you can see I cut down these ribs. I did leave a bit of material there just because I guess it's for structural support as well, but this should be enough clearance to bring the fender all the way up. So let's mount it back up and check that. The fender is all mounted up. Yes, I did use a zip tie, but man, this thing is on there, I'm telling you. There are 2 bolts underneath and the zip tie, so we're good to go. The seat is on there for good. I mean, not for good, but you know, it's mounted up. This thing looks awesome. I'm in love with it. Oh, one more finishing touch. Never mind. Before the finishing touch, I just noticed that this right here is kind of sticking out, and I think I want to hide that by cutting it off. Don't really need it, so I'm just going to chop this whole thing off. I cut the fender, so now that shouldn't stick out at all. And now for the final touch. Boom. Figure I put these guys sticker on the inside of the fender. Dope. There we go, she's back together again. Everything is all good. Got our lovely decal underneath there. And no more weird fenders sticking out. I think it looks great. So I think I'm going to end this video here, simply because it's getting a bit late and I've got some other stuff to do. However, there's really not that much left to be done to this bike. Tomorrow I'm going to tackle the cabling. I'm going to hook up the throttle cable one way or another. I'm going to hook up the rear brake. I'm going to hook up the front brake. Well, the front brake is hooked up, but it needs to be tuned out. So I'm going to do that. And maybe I'll wire it up tomorrow as well, because the wiring for this is dead simple. And once that is done, it's technically good to go. I'm hoping the petcock doesn't leak. I haven't tested it. The gas tank has been sitting dry. Now, this cover has definitely been either taken off or it's a reproduction cover, because as you can tell, it is not centered whatsoever on there. So, it is what it is. It's a trail bike. I don't care too much. It's just funny. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you like how the bike's coming along. I think it's looking great. She is definitely getting there, and I'm going to make a lot more progress tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.